I'd like to call the January 27th meeting to order at 6:30. Could you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Denisha, roll call, please.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Here.
Trustee Horn?
Here.
Trustee Razik? Trustee Wilson? Trustee Udris?
Present.
Okay, we'll move on to open to the public. Anyone out there have any comments? Please let us hear you. What did you? We have anyone?
If you have a comment, you need to unmute yourself.
No? Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the consent agenda? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to the clerk's report. Denisha?
Thank you, Mayor Pop. I have a few things for this evening. Give me 1 second. Okay, so for the first thing, the consolidated election, we have the early voting times. They have been submitted. That will be the week of March 22nd through Saturday, March 27th. It is for the Village of Monee residents only. Monday, March 22nd, 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Tuesday, March 23rd, 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Wednesday, March 24th, 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Thursday, March 25th will be 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Friday, March 26th, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And Saturday, the 27th, is 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Election day, of course, is April 6th. I received some questions regarding mail-in ballots for some of the residents, and the county is not having to send out applications to everyone, so their process is, if there's any resident that would like to have a mail-in ballot, they can go online to the willcountyclerk.com, that's the Will County Clerk's office, and they can fill out the application request there for a ballot, or you can call the Will County Clerk's office at 815-740-4615. It is a little bit difficult, so just to give exact instructions, you press 1 for English, 6 for elections, and 2 for vote by mail. February 25th is when the county will start sending out the mail-in ballots, and April 1st is the last day that you can request a mail-in ballot from them. The deadline for them to receive it must be postmarked by April 6th. And last but not least, some exciting news. I had, of course, been speaking back and forth with the district manager with Dollar General and regarding the store, and this past week, I spoke with them and pleased to announce that our store will be getting a makeover in August, and we will be getting our fresh produce and meats. End of report.
Awesome. Great news. Thank you.
Can you repeat that again? We're getting fresh produce?
Fresh produce, absolutely. And they mentioned meats as well, but fresh produce definitely.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do have a question for the clerk. You mentioned that the early voting was for Monee. Is that for the Monee zip code, or is it for Monee municipality?
So all residents in Monee, so that's for the zip code.
Zip code. Thank
Yes.
you.
You're welcome.
End of report, Denisha?
End of report.
Okay, we'll move on to the mayor's report. I have nothing tonight. So we'll move on to the administrator's report. David?
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Good evening. And I have a couple of things on the agenda this evening. First of all, I'd like to start out with some good news, and that is the village is a recipient of the Swarm Safety Grant in the amount of $25,689. That safety grant money has been used to purchase AEDs for the buildings within the municipality, and also for the police department, some of their squad cars and their building, and additionally some surveillance, fire alarm and burglar alarm equipment for the creamery reconstruction. So $25,689. That is a good amount for us. Next on the agenda is item number H1 is a professional services agreement, and that is Superintendent of Public Works is proposing the combining of 3 water main replacement projects to realize the benefits of the economies of scale. Robinson Engineering is proposing engineering services for the water main replacement on Ruby Street, Margaret Street, and Will Center Road. The proposal is broken down into 3 areas of service: topographic survey and property line determination, engineering design, and if needed, easement documents. Total cost for professional services proposed is $84,000, not including any required easement documents. At this point, action requested is a motion to authorize the mayor and the clerk to execute the professional services agreement with Robinson Engineering Limited in the amount of $84,000.
So moved.
Have a motion on that, please.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. Any discussion?
What's the benefit? I mean, is there like a financial benefit for combining all of these? I mean, are we able to, what kind of savings are we able to see by combining these?
Some of the benefits realized is that when you do topography for one, it overlays to another. So you don't have to go out on 3 separate occasions to the different locations and tie in any topography that's needed. Same thing would be for property line delineation and/or any easements that may exist or may be needed. It's all done in one fell swoop.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion? If not, roll call.
I have a question for the,
Janet?
so Mr. Wallace, would this be the kind of engineering services proposal that we'd put out to bid?
No, this is a professional services agreement, and that is the manner in which you're allowed by law to hire professional services, because many times professional services are of an exclusionary type. Exclusionary is the improper word. Is of an all-inclusive and proprietary type.
I see.
Because they already have information on file for the municipality, and that ties together.
I see. Thank you.
Any other discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razik?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Next item, H2 on the agenda, is also a professional services agreement. The Superintendent of Public Works is proposing the combining of the 2021 Village-Wide Roadway Maintenance Program and the 2021 Drainage Maintenance Improvements Program in an effort to, again, realize benefits of the economies of scale. Much of the work that is needed for one will automatically overlay on the other. Robinson Engineering Services Limited is proposing engineering services for the above noted projects, which is intended to be bid as one combined project. The roadway projects are at various locations throughout the village and is in accordance with our Village Road Maintenance Program document. Specific areas of drainage improvements are at Main Street and Will Center Road, Herbert Place and Linden Avenue, and drainage improvement on Bradford Court, which is in Gorman Subdivision. The proposal is broken down into 3 areas of service: topographic survey and property line determination, engineering design for both roadway maintenance and drainage maintenance, and if needed, easement documents along with the construction staking services. Additionally, construction engineering services for the 2 projects are included at 6% of the construction cost, once that cost is determined by the bid process. Total hard cost for the professional services proposed is $59,000, not including any easement documents. Therefore, the action requested this evening would be a motion to authorize the mayor and the clerk to execute the professional services agreement with Robinson Engineering Limited for the base amount of $59,000.
Could I have a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Razick,
Yes.
Trustee Wilson, Trustee Udris,
Yes.
Trustee Blue,
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez. Yes. Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I just would like to make a comment that by accepting these professional engineering services, this allows us to get a jump start on the construction season that will be ahead of us. So we are ever trying to get our projects bid early in the season when companies are hungry, and it does help us out on the bid process. The last item I'd like to bring up is I'd like to defer to EMA Director Randy Ulaskis to bring us up to date on the COVID vaccine as it pertains to Will County and more specifically the village of Monee. Randy?
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Board.
Good evening.
Hopefully I can answer some of your questions, but I'll try and stick to what's going on in Will County. Even though the state of Illinois is in Phase 1B, Will County is in Phase 1A for healthcare workers, both non-hospital and hospital-related. So they hope to be in Phase 1B by the end of the week. Currently, it's very difficult. It's very difficult for them. It's hard for them to identify how much vaccine they're receiving and when that is coming in. So they are currently working that out heavily with the state. Out of the population of Will County, about 692,000 people, there's 100 registered people for the vaccine. So if you live in Will County and would like to get the vaccine, you must go to their website and register for the vaccine. It's a very user-friendly webpage, only a couple minutes to do. And if you go to the state site, it will redirect you to the Will County site. And you must register so they can get hold of you, and then they know how much vaccine to request for the county. There's roughly 97 healthcare departments in the state, and each county health department is doing what they feel is best for their county. So you might see some counties doing drive-through vaccinations, while you'll see other healthcare departments doing different things. The main goal is to get the vaccine in CVS, into Walgreens, into Jewel, where they can reach the most people. Vaccine is given out at the health department in Joliet, and is currently given out at Silver Cross Hospital, and they hope to really amp up that program. Of the county fully vaccinated at this point, out of the 692,000 people, 8,506 have been fully vaccinated. That's only 1.23% of the population, so we have a long way to go. But can't stress enough that anybody wanting the vaccine in Will County must register. With that, I'll take any questions if anybody should have any.
With registering, that's the survey that the Will County Department of Public Health has out there?
They call it a survey. We like to call it a survey/registration.
Okay, but that is the correct one to do.
That is the correct one, and we have a quick link set up on the village webpage and also on Facebook.
And it truly does just take a minute or two to do it. I've already done it.
Yes,
So-
we field tested it
Yeah.
with my group the other day, and everybody got through with no problem.
Right.
So I've got two questions too. Like, what of our seniors who need to register and don't know how to do it online? Is there a way that kids can do it for them, or do they have to call in to do that registration?
There is a COVID hotline for Will County Health Department. They can call the hotline. They can leave a message at our EMA department. I'd be more than glad to walk them through that. Families should be able to help them through that.
So the sign up, it sounds like getting the vaccinations are just first come, first served, not based on any age rubric or age.
Or health problems or anything?
Correct.
Well, and-
They
and-
have to register first.
Well, I understand that, but once they
Yeah.
register, it's first come, first serve. Is that what I'm understanding?
I can't really give you the answer to that because I think that is being worked out as they go.
Okay.
Phase 1B is 3.2 million people in the state of Illinois, so they would like to get that. And we don't know, there's 100,000 registered in Will County. So when you register on that registration, it helps give the age, where you at in that phase, so the vaccine can get to the most affected age group. They want to get it to the people that are the most high risk, which would be our seniors.
Right, exactly. That was my question. So can we assume that those who've already had the COVID don't need the vaccine?
No.
No.
No,
That's not the case?
that
Not
is
at
not.
all.
No.
Okay.
And then
If you've actually had COVID, what I was told by my doctors is they pretty much say strong possibility for 3 months that you won't get it again. They don't know for sure going forward after that. 9 months, you're fairly resistant to it, but the farther out you go, the more susceptible you are to get it again. So by all means, you need to get the vaccine.
And any type of medical questions like that, you would need to consult your doctor.
And then my one,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, my one last question is the Tinley Park site. Are Will County residents able to use that super site, vaccination site?
As far as registering for testing,
No, that's a super site for the vaccination. Are Will County residents able to use the Tinley Park site?
no, because that would
No,
be
it's
Cook
Cook County.
County. So when you do get called to register, you're going to need to show, bring your driver's license, and you're going to need to show proof of what phase you're in.
That seems,
So I had a comment for you, Randy. So I was at the vaccination center volunteering to give them out on Friday morning. And when you register, the information you put in is your age, but all the other elements, what do you do? Are you a teacher? Are you all the different professions that might need the vaccination before others? And that's how they sort through who gets it first into the 1ABC. And so, because we saw lots of people who were not seniors on Friday morning, and I met the director there of the Will County Emergency Medical Response Team, and we're talking about hopefully getting them to come to Monee, to our senior residence community in Gulf Vista. I connected her with the manager there to see if they could come and vaccinate our folks here, but they're, like everybody, they're scrambling to decide how many have we got, when do we get it, do we have enough volunteers, and the like. So that's definitely in the works for Monee.
And I would just like to stress this, the situation is extremely fluid and changes daily. So what I say tonight may be old news Friday, but if you have any questions or concerns, just reach out to me and I'll do my best to get the answer for you.
Thank you so much.
I was just going to say that we registered, my wife and I, with Will County through the mail, or if she did it on the computer, I'm not sure. But also, I'll be seeing my doctor tomorrow. I made an appointment with him because they said that he can give me a note or something or make it available possibly for us. He doesn't give them, though, but that's another avenue to go to your general practitioner. If that helps anyone, fine, so.
All helps, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, thank you,
Thanks,
Randy.
Randy.
Thank you, Randy. Mayor and Board, that concludes my report this evening. Thank you.
We'll move on to the officials' report. Public Works, Trustee Horn.
Good evening, trustees, mayor, ladies and gentlemen. So here's some announcements from our Public Works Department. Public Works has been busy clearing roadways and plowing streets from the recent snowstorms, and we've seen them out there all hours of day and night. We've utilized over 7,000 gallons of liquid salt brine, which, thanks to the board's approving the purchase of a brine maker several years back, has saved countless tons of road salt this year and reduced traffic accidents and incidents in town. We have placed our first order of salt this year, amounting to 400 tons. Public Works would also like to extend a note of thanks to those residents who heard the pleas of the Public Works Department to remove vehicles during snowfalls. If you haven't gone, it hasn't gone unnoticed, and we thank each and every one of you who have done that. We'd also like to remind residents not to plow or throw or discharge snow onto freshly plowed streets. This is a finable act under the property-related offenses found under Ordinance 1160, in which residents can be cited accordingly. We hope that doesn't happen. We don't want to do that. Incidents such as this prevents the freshly treated roadway with salt and brine from melting snow or preventing ice buildup properly, which can lead to unsafe conditions on roadways. Return trips to clean and treat streets for spot cleaning such as this is a wasteful cost to our village resources and staff time. Thank you very much, and end of report.
Thank you, Doug. Move on to Parks and Recs, Trustee Wilson. He's not here tonight. Diane, would you have anything you wanted to say? Di?
Good evening, everyone. The only thing that Parks and Rec has to remind everyone is this Friday and Saturday, we have baseball and softball registration. Friday, 5 to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 10 to 1 p.m. at the Parks Building for ages 4 to 14 for the Monee Youth Baseball and Softball Association. And that's all that we have right now.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Diana. We'll move on to Finance, Trustee Ballots.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of things this evening. One was we have our finance director very kindly gave me a revenue source analysis on a comparison of our revenue generated for the last few years, and I can honestly say that we've stayed really steady. There are a couple of revenue sources that have actually gone up and some that have gone down, but it's overall it's been steady for the last 6 months of this year, so I'm very encouraged by that. On the same note, in terms of our revenue, I wanted to announce that our budget meetings will start the 22nd of February, which is a Monday, and the 1st of March, which is also a Monday. I'll be booking those at 6 p.m. And I'd love our finance team to be in attendance, and of course as many trustees as we can, because we really need your input. And this of course is open to the public, so we'd welcome public input also. That's February the 22nd, March the 1st at 6 p.m. We will book another meeting not the following week, because that's a very busy week, but probably the week after if we need it, as has been our practice for the last few years. So we will get those meetings out and posted. That is all I have for our finance. On our beautification committee, we met yesterday, and we're really excited to be getting our Earth Day together. Earth Day this year, we're going to celebrate it in April 17th. And for those who haven't celebrated with us in the past, this is about taking pride in our village, taking pride in our nation, our state, our city, our village, our home. So everything we do on Earth Day celebrates that. Things like recycling and cleaning up the town and learning how to collect rain in a water barrel. We'll have demonstrations on that, and all sorts of other good fun things. So you'll see more information on that, but please put it in your calendar for April the 17th. Also, we will be rolling out our first pass of our Hometown Heroes project. Trustee Horn is heading that one up, and we're really happy that we have some of our local business owners, Mike and Rhonda from Distinguished Designs, of course, we know are both veterans, and so we're really excited that they want to be part of that project, as well as DJ, of course, and others in the community. So if anybody out there wants to be part of that project, please contact Trustee Horn or myself, or any of the trustees will all point you in the right direction and let you know what's going on. But the next meeting of the Beautification Committee will be on February the 17th, and that's when we'll look at cost of the project to, make sure we can afford it and put money aside for that in the budget and take on ideas of anybody else who may have them at that time. And then last but not least, we have also pulled together a village calendar. So every civic organization, the Monee Women's Club, the Monee Historical Society, the Monee Chamber, the Auxiliary, the Legion, we've pulled all of those calendars together. Diana is very, very kindly helping us by putting the village events on that calendar as well, and then we'll put them all on the village website so that if we have an event to plan, then we'll be able to look at that one calendar for most of the larger organizations in the village, and hopefully we'll be able to spread the joy over the year and not clash with somebody else's event on the day. But we'll let you know when that's set as well. End of report.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
Move on to Economic Development, Trustee Raisik.
Good evening. I have two things on the agenda tonight. A new business license application was received from BCBS to operate a restaurant at 25812 South Governors Highway.
Excuse me,
Zoning was-
Anthony, I'm sorry, could you talk louder? I don't know how other people
Oh,
hear real well,
can you hear
okay?
me?
Thank you.
All right, I'll start over. A new business license application was received from BCBS to operate a restaurant at 25812 South Governors Highway. Zoning was approved, and the application is being processed. No opening date has been provided. That's the place next to the liquor store, right?
Yes.
The Maryland's? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And then a new business license application has been received from M2 Trucking to locate a small trucking company at 6050 Industrial Drive. The location is properly zoned and the business license is being processed. End of report.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Move on to Building Services, Trustee Udris.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Building Services would like to remind all residents and business owners that with winter weather upon us, please make sure that your sidewalks, walkways, and driveways are all clear and have safe passage for all pedestrians. That will help to avoid any slip and fall injuries. Also, many businesses still have not contacted or called in to schedule their annual business license inspection. So please call the Building Services Department at 708-534-8303 to schedule these promptly so that we can get your business licenses for 2021 to you right away. Be advised that Building Services will follow all CDC guidelines, maintaining safe distances along with wearing protective face masks, all while doing your business inspection. Building Services is still working with residents on the trash can compliance ordinance. So if you do receive a notice or if you need assistance with any of this, please feel free to call Building Services. They'd be more than happy to help you out. And if you have any other questions regarding inspections, home repairs, home improvements, building structure, code compliance, or even need a building permit, again, please give them a call. That number, 708-534-8303, or you can email them at buildingservices@villageofmonee.org. End of report.
Thank you, Scott. We'll move on to Public Safety, Trustee Gonzalez.
Good evening, everyone. I've got 2 points also for public safety. Monee PD was recently certified by the Department of Justice for the Safe Policing for Safe Communities Act. This certification was obtained by assuring that all use of force policies, chokehold regulations, and de-escalation training were up to date and within federal guidelines. This keeps Monee PD in line with all new mandates and discretionary regulations regarding use of force standards and makes us eligible for all federal grants and training opportunities. And secondly, several Wilmington board members recently received texts from one of our officials' cell phones requesting that they send him gift cards immediately to cover some expenses. This official's number was apparently quote-unquote spoofed, and he did not text any of these members. Investigators noted that all the phone numbers in question are listed on the village webpage, and just as a friendly reminder, if you receive anything that looks like scam, looks like out of the norm, It is a scam, and you can contact Monee PD for an investigation on that as well. End of report.
Thank you, Heidi. We'll move on to the...
I just had one question,
Go ahead,
sorry.
please, Doug.
I'm getting text from a resident saying that there's no picture on the Zoom call. Is that accurate?
Trustee
Call-in.
Horn, yes, sir. It's not a picture, it's not a video, it's a call-in only.
Okay. Thank you. Just wanted clarification on that. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on then to the attorney's report. Larry?
Thank you, Mayor. I have one item for the board's consideration. If the board recalls, we passed a resolution asking for a referendum to be placed on the April 6, 2021 election ballot. This referendum dealt with the position of the taxpayer advocate. The board passed it, I believe it was 4-2. In that previous resolution, this was going to be a binding resolution, a binding referendum, strike that. On this amended resolution, the position or the referendum would be advisory. So it'd be more of a survey than anything else, just like we did with the library facility. So what I did is amend it with if the board deems it appropriate, to make it a non-binding proposition, which is, again, advisory, and also would be any Monee resident would be qualified to take this position. But again, the essence of this new resolution would be making the referendum advisory as opposed to binding. Because once it's binding and it passes, it's on. Advisory, you still have time to look at it, but you get the sentiment of the residents. So if the board deems it, we could pass it tonight. I have to file it with the county fairly quickly, but it's up tonight for the board's review and consideration.
We have comments to that?
You have motion first?
Motion?
I'm sorry, is there a motion to approve it?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
And I will just say, I think this is a good mediation of the two things that were proposed, so I'm very happy with that.
Yes, I agree.
Attorney Grzeszewski, are you voting to amend the current resolution to become advisory?
Yes,
And
sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Just clarifying.
Any other discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes,
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razik?
No.
And the number is 2021-1.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Larry. We'll move on to old business, BS&A proposal and technology project. Larry?
Thank you, Mayor. I believe at the last board meeting, a presentation was made with respect to the new software program that was recommended that the village implement. The program presentation or the software is from a company called BS&A. I believe this company, as they would say, was been vetted. The staff has recommended that feel comfortable with the software program. So tonight you have, I believe, two motions. One would be a motion to approve the software not to exceed the cost of, I don't have the number, Dave.
$153,170.
$153,170. So you need a motion.
Should I have a
to-
motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Discussion.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
I have a question. So, this amount doesn't include training or maintenance or, because I thought that cost was nearer to 200,000.
Yes, it does include training to a certain amount. It's hard to hit training right on the head because some people, learn much faster than others. So it does include training, it does include the software itself, installation setup, and it also includes some additional equipment that will have to go along with that for front office operations like register and credit card processing, things of that nature. But this is a seamless operation. BSNA has already partnered up with PSN, so that's one thing in our favor. PSN is our payment processing service at this point, so hopefully that answers your question.
Thank you.
And just for the public's knowledge, those that are listening, our system right now, we've said before, is very antiquated, and this will be really to bring us up into the 20th century. So
Even
it's a
the
very
21st.
important item. It's going
21st.
to save labor and time,
21st
too.
century's there, Jimmy.
So,
Further to that.
any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Udris,
Yes.
Trustee Blue,
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
Trustee Razik,
Yes.
What's the second cost? I'll leave this one to Mr. Wallace.
The second motion, the second motion requested is to authorize the expenditure of up to $250,000 for the entire project. That would include the cost of the software programming and changing and installation and everything. The additional funds are requested to integrate this software with operations and software that this board has already approved and is operating with us today. Example would be Laserfish for digital storage capacity and recall. The additional funds are used to integrate that and tie those together. It's also, we are looking to bring into the village the timekeeping software from all departments. Currently, as you know, or may not know, but we currently keep records on paper, and this would automate the timekeeping for all departments and bring it right into the to the software that's being purchased. Also, there's integration, the crossover between information that we have already stored and information that is stored that we would like to populate into the new software that we get, for an example, for the Building Services Department or for Public Works, utility billing, things of that nature. So that the overall project is that we're requesting is not to exceed $250,000. It is inclusive of the $153,170. And that's the motion that we're requesting the board consider this evening. Daryl, is there anything that needs to be added to that?
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to reiterate that the total cost of the package is all inclusive with all the services that we're asking for, the installations, the training, is $250,000. That's what we're asking for to get the software implemented throughout the whole village. So I just wanted to make sure that's where we were. Mm-hmm.
I'll make that motion.
The second,
I'll second.
any discussion on the motion? If not,
I would like to say, I'll have a comment. I'd like to say, it's a lot of money. We all have established that, but I think it's a lot of money. Okay. That means greenbacks. Okay. Oh, that's okay. It's a lot of money, but I think it's overdue based on the technology of our current systems, which are highly antiquated, and I mean, to put everything together like this and have a central database of structures, payroll, and people spending money in the village for park supplies and so forth, it's overdue. It has to be done.
I agree.
Any other discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Blue,
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razick?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
And I must mention to everyone again, because we are probably the only ones that heard what happened. Someone's phone talked to them and said they didn't understand. That's why we were all laughing.
Yeah.
So if
It's
the
funny.
public understands why we were laughing, we weren't laughing about spending $250,000.
No.
Okay, with that said, is there any other old business? If not, new business. Is there any new business?
I have, after you. There's one thing I meant to mention in the finance report, but I'd like to talk about it now. It's something that came in today from the Center for Economic Development in Will County. They announced that the PPP loans program, the Paycheck Protection Program, is reopened. If you can apply for both first and second draw applicants. So if you've applied before, you can apply again. And loans are available for up to 2.5 times the average monthly payroll. And so I do encourage you to check out the Center for Economic Development, Will County, or whoever you've worked with for your PPP loan in the past. I know several businesses have worked with our own bank right here, First Midwest in Monee, and they were extremely helpful. So I do recommend, if you're one of those businesses who could use it, it's open, and now is a good time to check that out. Thank you.
Anything else, David? You were going to say something, I thought?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to announce that to the public that the Village Hall will be open to the public beginning Monday, February 1st. We have instituted some new protocols internally. We'll be full staffed at that point, and the remote work will be brought back into the Village Hall. That's Monday, February 1st. Thank you.
Okay, with that, we'll open to the public. Non-agenda items. Is there anyone out there that can they?
May I say something? If you are on a phone, please press *6 to unmute yourself so you can speak.
Hello?
Speak loudly.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. This is John Henson. And I wanted to bring to the attention, I'm sure people have already heard of the bill that passed both chambers of Illinois chambers, the HB 3653. That's has a lot of defunding of our law enforcement, and it was pushed through at 4 a.m. in the morning and was only given to them around 3 a.m. to look at, and it ended up being, I believe it was 764 pages, and they had less than an hour to do that. What I bring before you guys today is I asked that the village consider writing a letter to the governor and asking him to veto this. Just a few highlights. There's many. I couldn't even begin to start all night. But police will not be able to remove people from property or businesses. They can only issue trespasser tickets. Language about like use of force is going to prohibit tasers being aimed at somebody's back. Actually, I've done a little bit of training in the military, and it's actually preferred to hit them in the back. So I don't understand that. Unfunded mandates for body cameras, which means Monee would be required to pay for all of these. Not to mention, you'd have to have at least 2 people that process the data and all of the storage that comes along with it, and it would be mandated and totally unfunded. we'd have to do it ourselves. There's many more on here. I could email some of the stuff that I have to the clerk, if you guys would like that. I would personally ask that you guys could put it up for a vote, or, talk about it and see if the village of Monee could write to Governor Pritzker and ask for a veto of this bill. Thank you.
Is anyone else open to the public? No? None, John?
Again, if you wish to speak, press star 6 on your phone. No, we've got nobody.
Okay. Then I'd like a motion to move into executive session. To close the open meeting for now? What's the matter with it? What's that? Yeah, for the purpose of 1 LCS 120/2, parentheses C2, for collective negotiation matters.
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Raisik?
Yes.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Okay.
At this time, we will place the Zoom on mute. We will unmute when we come back into regular session.
I don't see it. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like a motion to go back into open session.
I'll make that motion.
Second, any discussion on that?
No.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Raisik?
Yes.
Okay. Now I need a motion on an action, I should say.
Yeah, if I may, Mayor, this is under O, action be taken regarding executive session matters. It'd be appropriate, the board deems appropriate, to present a motion to authorize the filing of a declaratory judgment by the law firm of Ansel Glink with respect to unfunded police pension contributions.
Could I have a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Raisik?
Yes.
Now a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Raisik?
Yes.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
We are adjourned. It's good to see your faces, well, part of them.